Alaska tops the list for the highest number of sexual assaults and violence in the United States.
If we reduced our rate of sex offenses in this state by half, we would still be number one in the nation.
Olson says sex offenders have reason to find Alaska inviting.
The loophole that exists now with the sex offender registry in Alaska is that our crimes are not on par with every other crime in every other state. And so if people move to this state and are required to register in their home state, they may not necessarily be required to register in this state.
Governor Dunleavy proposed legislation sealing off this gap between Alaska's laws and other states, so offenders moving to Alaska can't slip through the cracks. House Bill 68 and Senate Bill 65. They would ensure that sex offenders moving to Alaska have to register in Alaska if they're already required to register in their home state, regardless of the crime and when it happened. The governor wrote in a letter to House Speaker Kathy Tilton explaining why the change needs to happen. Under existing law, a sex offender who is required to register in their state of conviction is not always required to register in Alaska. This makes Alaska attractive to offenders who seek to avoid registration. This legislation simply closes that gap and simply says if you are required to register in your home state and you come to Alaska, you will be required to register here, regardless of when you were convicted. According to a spokesman from the Department of Public Safety, around 100 offenders in Alaska will be impacted if the bill passes. And there are currently 3,335 names on the list of offenders, per a database that's updated daily. But the National Association for Rational Sexual Offense Laws says registries don't improve recidivism rates, writing, "There's no value in increasing its restrictions for registered Alaskans. That will only add to the tax burden of the citizenry with no public safety benefit." The group says it works to oppose, quote, dehumanizing registries and unconstitutional laws. For state lawmakers, who will have to make decisions about the governor's proposals, this issue is a tightrope between public safety and civil rights for the accused.